trial, error, failure, plan, do, review. You plan it, you do it, you review it. They want to have the prize, but they don't want to pay the price. So the main goal of this Ecolearn was to focus a lot on financial and investment education, financial literacy. Because for me, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Most people don't understand how to be patient and how to be consistent and how to work on a plan. This is what we teach in trading.
Hi, welcome to another podcast for The Trading Battle. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Abdallah Harfouch, who is a visionary economist, a financial market analyst, an investor, a certified financial consultant, and international speaker with 19 years of experience. As the founder of Ecolearn and Alpha Universe Group FZC, he has created global platforms that empower individuals, entrepreneurs, and communities through financial and investment orientation and entrepreneurship. Abdullah merges financial literacy with practical tools for long-term prosperity, sustainability, and inclusive economic growth. Abdallah, welcome. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason, for hosting me. It's a pleasure.
Well, that's quite you're a very busy man, shall we say. Shall we start off by hearing about Ecolearn and Alpha Universe Group?
Yeah, of course. Actually, the Ecolearn and Alpha Universe Group was something like a puzzle that we built with year. It's not like something that started directly. At the beginning, we started with the Ecolearn, which the main goal of the Ecolearn was to build something like it's Ecolearn. It stands for economy and learning, and also in French, if you know, école, it's a school, and earn, it's a school how to teach you how to earn. So the main goal of this Ecolearn was to focus a lot on financial and investment education, financial literacy, because back then when we launched it, it was 2010. It was back then in my home country, people didn't really focus on something called financial literacy. People were always spending more than they make. They go to the banks, they have credit cards, overwhelming by personal loan. And like when you go into bad debt, it will start to drain you. Many people get stuck in their credit card, get stuck in the debt. And always for me, debt only brings more debt. Debt always brings more debt. So they didn't know how to really manage their finance, how to really prevent this if they have, and differentiate between good and debt, or even how to really invest to start building something that will make them safe in the future and make them navigate any financial storm that might happen. Because in the world, the inflation is going up a lot of time, like what happened in COVID-19. Many people get laid off, many people had so what is your safety net? What is your security? Is always the government, or it's sometimes something you build by yourself? So this was the main goal of the Ecolearn, to have the academy. That's why we launched the Ecolearn Academy, and a yearly event that we do, the Ecolearn Summit. We just did it in Dubai 1 month ago, and where we gather international world-class speakers and trainers who made it in the financial market, in the paper assets, which means in the paper assets, in entrepreneurship, which is the business, how to build a business, and in real estate. Because I believe, mainly I'm a student of Robert Kiyosaki, so I believe mainly if people want to really create cash flowing investment, they have 3 assets to build, no more. Have a business, and especially an online business, which is international, unlimited potential, paper assets, and real estate, which will create passive income and capital gain at the same time.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. Good to know, actually, because I think I've managed to cover those 3 sectors in my own personal finance. Although I have to say, real estate isn't as passive as I would like it to be. And actually, that does really make me realize how important it is, because I had no financial education at all. Everything I learned was through trial and error and through a genuine interest in learning. So I went out there and I learned about property, I learned about stocks and shares. And okay, nowadays it might be easier than it was 40 years ago when I started earning money, but still, it's difficult to put it all together if you really don't have a financial background. So I think what you're doing is really valuable. You must have people coming to you who are totally confused. There is no financial education for people of school age. It's shocking, really, that you leave school, you've got no idea about the economy or how to run your own finances.
True. That's the main mission that made us start the Ecolearn, especially university student and the student going to university, the last year of college, because we made a roadshow in universities. Now we are planning to go and because yes, imagine someone is now, oh yeah, I'm 18, I can get a job, I can go to university. Okay, if you are making money, how you manage it? How you keep it? Okay, the most important question after you keep it, how you grow it. And nobody knows know how to do it, really. Not nobody, but let's say the vast majority doesn't.
Yeah, I think you either learn from someone in your family or maybe a close friend who has done well. I know I have people coming to me saying, well, what do I do? I've made some money. Adults of my age come to me and say, I've made some money. What do I do with it? It's incredible how little education there is out there. I mean, what you're providing is so important.
To true appreciate, and yes, actually yes, because also I was taught from my parent. I had like almost like Robert, the rich dad and poor dad. My dad was always like, no, go to your job, be safe, have this. While my uncle was, no, be careful. These are 2, 3, 4 years in maybe your job to learn, to get the right foundation for you and how things get to happen in companies. But always put in your mind, now this is your ticket to start your own business, to start your own investment. Because like for him, time freedom was something like he cannot like admit to lose. And he was always telling me, look, Abdullah, we are coming to this world once in our life, mainly. So use it in the best way and in the wise way, because you are running against time. So running against time, you cannot just surrender and stay in front of a desk all the time, not doing anything, letting life hit you. No, you have to fight at some point. And for him, the fight or the battle was like how to get your time freedom, where the world is trying to get it out from you. It's trying
Well, no,
to make you compromise this time in a way or
yeah.
another, to not to live your life to fully. And what is life for some people? For me, for example, life is like enjoying the time with my family, enjoying with time with people I love, travel the world, because I travel every month a place with my wife. We travel all the world. We enjoy new food, new people, building connection, creating friends all over the world, changing people's life. It is for people who have vision, who have something in their mind as an entrepreneur or even as a mission. Life has a special taste that most people don't have.
So really, it sounds like you're not only training people to understand finances and get their own finances under control, you're almost giving them the opportunity for a completely new lifestyle. And I love that, because that's what I've created for myself. I travel all the time, and I really enjoy it. I have my own time. Yeah, it's interesting. I think you're broadening people's minds, because, well, basically at school you're told, do this, learn that, uh, study it on your own. You're not taught to work in teams. You're taught to learn everything by yourself. And I think you're just channeled into this life where you're supposed to just 9 to 5, do a job, stay where you are, pay your taxes. And people are starting to realize now, I don't have to do that. Actually, I can actually start my own business. I can travel. I can have freedom. And you're obviously opening people's minds.
True. This is totally right what you are saying, and the most important part, like, is the price. Some people think the freedom price is so simple. So, but you know why most people don't go into this? And look, even me, even every person, I bet you did also, going into chasing your goals or becoming more financially independent or getting your own business. It's so challenging, isn't something easy, You face problems, but there is no one in your back to, no worries. You have your salary. I will handle the situation. There is nobody who will handle the situation. You will have to handle the situation. But at the end, yes, you have to pay the price, but then you will get the prize. The problem, like what I face in most of the people who come to our community, like they want to have the prize, but they don't want to pay the price. No. Like it's too hard for me. It's taking it a lot of my time. And then what's a lot of your time? 3, 4, 5 hours less than a job. So it's really hard. I don't know if why, because here they have to have self-discipline in your job, in your school. That's what I always like feel in this world. They didn't taught us or taught people how to have self-discipline. Always there is external discipline. In the street, you have the cameras here in Dubai and everywhere. If you do something wrong, you will get a fine. In your job, there is always the boss, otherwise you will be off. In your school, there is always all the time there is an external control. There is nothing that they taught people from the beginning how to have self control, which is the most important part. That's why always we should have order. Otherwise, no one will make it without the order.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Actually, my kids are teenagers, and also through I'm a trader. One of the things that I do as a trader, and I have an online trading business, and I educate people as well. So, and what's interesting to me is actually the young people that I'm meeting through my kids and through my business, they have more of a self-disciplined mentality now. They really have ambition. They are aware of what is possible, that they don't have to go to a job every day. You know, they may not be trading, but they might be doing online marketing or sales, or um, I'm certainly meeting some incredibly ambitious people who really are seeing that vision, and it's people like you that are helping them and giving them this inspiration. When I was a trader until I've been a trader for 40 years, but in my mid 30s, I decided, if I need to start investing that money seriously, and I was already doing property, but I wanted to become a businessman and an entrepreneur, and I had no idea what to do. I had no one like you to help me, and I screwed up for so many years until it was trial and error.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine to have trial and error, because also our education system taught us like you should not fail. If you fail, you will be banned. You will be sanctioned. You will be no. While learning, it's in our life. Even I failed many times. Even now, in order to help people to learn them, to teach them, I was screwed many times. I went into the quiz, if we say, and I did the test. And after I failed in the test, I reviewed the test and I passed it again. In school and university, unfortunately, you study and you go do the test. Anyone can make it. Just memorize, and anybody can make it. Even in math, they say it's logic. It is logic. It makes you help to have the logic, but with all these exercise, I used to get them. Even you can memorize the exercise many time, doing practice, and then in the test you will have another other numbers. The same exist with other numbers at some point, the same logic. So in life, no, it's normal. What happened with you? What happened with me? What happened with any successful person? Trial, error, failure. Plan, do, review. Plan, do, review. You plan it, you do it, you review it. If it works, perfect, you upgrade it. If it doesn't work, you stop here, you say why it didn't work. Okay, let's pass the test again, but let's make it in a different way. And then 1, 2, 3 times, it's done. It's done.
I love that. That's another different mindset. You're right. In school, you study, you channel everything into this one exam, and if you fail it, that is it. You are labeled a failure. And you're right. Throughout life, you actually need to learn how to fail, because it is the only way to learn through experience. I'm sure you teach incredibly valuable lessons, and I want to move on to that to understand how you train people. But if you don't, you can learn from your mistakes. And then that's something about trading. I know you teach trading as well, which we need to talk about. But trading is learning from your mistakes. There is no such thing as failure. It's like, okay, I lost money. That's a lesson. What do I do to not make that mistake again? So that's really interesting.
Even with parents, Jason, for example, with my kids, when one of my kids like do something, and he's so good at it. The other one sometimes like, oh my God, I'm not that good. I told him, no, you are good in something special. He's good in this. Let's see where you are good. You are good in this and this. Let's focus on your strengths here. Let's focus on his strengths. You cannot compete here. Each one has a strength. Ah, okay. And then they get the self-confidence, while most parents in usual, no, why your brother is better than you? Why you cannot make it like him? No. And this is also how you raise your kids. And this new generation is very important to raise it in a way so they can understand and focus on their main strengths, not weakness. And this is
It's
also
so
another
true.
point where most people fail in it. They focus always on your weakness to make you feel less,
Hmm.
especially
Yeah.
in jobs sometimes. Like, no, you cannot have a raise. You made this mistake. I'm not set to work like this. I'm set to work like this. No, 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 no. You have to be good in this. Otherwise, you are not good. And then you feel, okay, I'm a failure in my job. No, you're not failure. You're not in the right job description, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
It's so true. Okay, that really is interesting. So if I was to come to you and say, Abdallah, I need your help. I want to become an entrepreneur. How does the whole process start?
Look, it's a full process, as you said. We created something cool like 6 months, but mainly 12 months transformational program. We start with a person from scratch, which means that what is scratch for me, it's education, the financial education. Because without the mindset, without the right financial education, you cannot do anything. Let's say I want to go and eat healthy. And I've always been eating junk food, let's say. And then if I don't have the mindset and why should I eat healthy, not like you have to eat healthy.
Sure.
Otherwise, they will
You have to
always try
understand the reason.
yeah,
Mm.
to understand the reason and the motive. So inside yourself, when you feel like, oh my God, I need this milk chocolate, I need this burger, I need this, you say, no, I don't need. Why do I need? It's crap going into my stomach. You got my point? So when you make sure to build your strong believing system, then everything, the how and the what will be easy. So that's why easier, not easy, easier. So that's why for me, the foundation is very important in our program, which is the why. So we start with a financial education program called the How to Manage Your Money program, where we focus a lot on the current situation of a person financially, and we start doing the diet financially. Because for me, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So most people
Yeah.
come to me and say, Abdullah, no, 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 teach me how to make money. I tell him, no. Before teaching you how to make money, we have to start by teaching you how to keep your money, how to value money, how to understand how to manage the money. Because it doesn't make sense to help you make money and then you throw all the money out and you pay for something that's not working and you don't know how to grow it. So
But
this
so
is
many
the
people don't know. Lots of people can make money at some stage in their life, but you're so right. Keeping it is difficult. I know back in the 90s on the trading floor, some guys were making huge sums of money, didn't realize they had to pay tax. And then you come to the end of the tax year and they're like, I've got to find X amount of money. You're like, did no one tell you pay taxes? Crazy, basic stuff. And then after the floor shut, so many people, they had lots of money, but they just didn't know how to keep it, how to invest it.
and this is also like sports stars sometimes. They make during 20 years millions and then they die poor under a bridge or something sometimes because they don't know how to spend in the right way. And trust me, Jason, not every person who earn money and even he has 1 million, 2 million, 5 million is a person who's wealthy. Maybe he's rich. I call it temporary rich, but he's not wealthy because wealthy only comes from cash flowing investment and passive income that will stay with you until you die or maybe or even after you die or after I die. So here we teach them this, how to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt, how to leverage it, how to grow it, how to start managing their expenses and understand the income, expenses, asset, liabilities, why they should acquire asset, how to reduce the liabilities, how to reduce the expenses, and how to increase the income. Because everybody starts with the earned income, which is the income from a job or from your active work. Now, how to shift the earned income with the years, by the way, not with months, with first year, second year, third year, how to shift it from being earned income to start becoming passive income. But this shift to happen, it needs years, not only months. But this is what we teach, because some people also like, you are in the trading part. Can you teach me how to do monthly $10,000? No, it's not about the money. You will learn how to make consistent income, not like this. So this is the first step. Then we have special coaches who follow up with them after they finish this how to manage your money program that you have on the Ecolearn Academy, to help them 8 sessions at least. Follow up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how to start doing the practice. Because for me, you have to learn the basic and you have to do the basics. Not like learn, like 7 years in school, 10 years in university, whatever it is. Only theory. No, for me, it's like I'm a man walking two legs. First leg theory, second leg practice. Theory, practice. Each thing that you learn, you have to start practicing. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You will forget about it. Ask me now in university, what did you learn? I forgot. 95% I forgot. I learned a lot in the 5 years. I got to test. I had my
Because you're not
degree.
practicing it now. Yeah, you have to practice it on a daily, weekly basis. You're absolutely right. It has to become part of who you are and your mentality, not just, oh, I'm going to learn this.
True.
It's so
And
true.
that's why we show people how to do their financial diet. Well, when we say financial diet as an economist, it's not like being I don't want to pay. No. How to pay what you have to pay, how not to pay what you don't have to pay. This is very important. Okay. And then once it's done, they start practicing this. We have coaches. We follow up with the person, because to make sure that they are creating the right financial habits now, because you need to build the habit. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It won't work. Sorry. So once these are done, we start with the next part, which is how to create additional income. And here we start. People have the choice. They want to start building an online business, like the e-commerce, like the drop shipping, something like this. Sometimes if they don't want to do it alone, they can do it with us and our services and our product. And then the second part, paper asset, they want to start learning to invest and to trade in the financial market in a very professional way, not gambling way. This is very important. How to do small steps for the long term. And then, because for me, my biggest idol and mentor when it comes to the finance is Warren Buffett. How this guy is consistently winning over the years and navigating
Get
all
rich
the financial.
slowly.
Yes.
That's his thing about just get rich slowly. Everyone wants to get rich quickly. And you know, he's like, no, he says anyone can copy what I do, but no
True.
one wants to get rich slowly.
100%. That's why he's my mentor. Because even people with us in the community, some people quit after 1 year. Why? They didn't make enough money as they think. If I wanted to quit this, I've been 19 years in the financial market. My first 6 years and a half, I lost $37,000 by trial and error. The next 3 years, when I learned it in the right way, I wasn't making money. Imagine. And in the last 5 years from these 19 years, I made most of my money. If I quit at any moment, I would have lost. I had lost the opportunity because I didn't make it quick. Now, yesterday I was on a call with almost 3,000 people all over the world in our community, and I was showing them just in the live, because I go every single day live. We'll talk about it maybe. And every single day I make small consistent profits. But also I have my investment that, for example, from 2017 I was buying gold from 1,300 to 1,400 and keeping it, silver from 21 until 30, keeping it, Bitcoin from 19,000 and 33,000 and keeping it. Some people,
Because you have a long-term view. You're not just trying to get money out for the next couple of months. And yeah, it's just frustrating when I see this, and I totally agree with you. I have people come to me to subscribe to my service. I've been providing this service for 20 years. I know what I'm doing. You're not going to make money every day. You're not going to make money every week, but you will in the long term. They do it for 2 weeks, they subscribe for 1 month, cancel. Didn't make enough money, or maybe lost a bit of money. I'm just like, do you know what? Good, go away, because you're just wasting my time. You have to have a long term view. you're right. I'm 57, and it's only probably in the last 10 years that I've really started. All my work and my investments have really started to pay off. Now I don't have to work, but it took me 30 years to get there.
True. And the most frustrating part that when we come to people, we tell them you don't have to get 10 years as I had or 30 years. You can just have the shortcut. What I mean shortcut, not making money directly, but the shortcut, like, look, Jason, in life, you know this, we learn in two ways. The first way, by our own mistakes, and it takes a lot of time, as it happened with me personally. But also
Although
now
it's the
I
best way to
started to
learn.
be, yes, and now I started to become smarter. I'm gonna go for real estate. I study for 1 full year. I get a mentor in real estate. I understand all the tricks. Why? Because now there is someone who already went into all this hell and made it up and made it back. Real one. I have to see his results. You got my point? Not like fake mentor. And then he's ready now, even if I pay for him, because time is money, by the way. Time is money. So even if I pay for this person, I'm learning from this person. Why? To tell me how to navigate the down moment before the up moment, and to avoid, like, for example, instead of 10 years, I can start making it in 2-3 years, but not in 1 month and 2 months. You got my point? So I'm getting the maturity and the experience of this person and this mentor, which I call, in order to help me, like, Abdullah, be careful here. There is a lot of traffic. You can go from here. It's easier. Not like it's easy. It's simple. It's no worry. It's the rich quick something. No worry. No. But it guide me through all the ups and downs where I need support, so I can make it faster, not fast. This is very important. It make it easier or simpler, not easy or simple.
Yes, and avoid some of the mistakes that you don't need to make if you have a mentor, uh, which can be not financially costly perhaps, but as you say, it can be time costly. Yeah, and this is another thing that frustrates me. People come to me, oh, I've lost so much money. Do you know, people come to me, lost $100,000, $200,000, and I'm just like, whoa, how did you ever get there? When you lost like 2 or 3 or 10, how did you not think, I don't know what I'm doing, I better stop? And they come to me and say, oh, can you help me? I'm like, yes, but you're not going to win. I'm not going to help you get that money back quickly. It'll be a long time. Anyway, and I don't hear from them again. And I know they've just gone off and lost more money. They don't want to pay for a mentor.
But
But
they pay
they
their
want to
loss.
find a quick. Yeah, they want to throw more money at the problem and try and win it back, hoping and praying. And
That, yeah,
I know what's
Jason,
happening.
it's crazy because it happens every day. Like, they come like, I lost already 200,000, or some people 20,000. Okay, let's start with this. How much to start? No, they're on rubbish. Let's say the price is less than 500. Actually, I don't have this amount, but but they have a full trading account which trades from $100,000 to 10,000. They lost 90%, but they
Hmm.
cannot have to start mentorship because they truly believe that someone will give them an advice. They don't believe in the
Yeah.
knowledge.
Oh,
In
they
the
want a
knowledge.
magic solution.
True.
And it
True.
doesn't exist. But well, you and I can't waste our time on people like that because they don't have the right mindset, and it will be such an impossible task to train them that it's not worth it. And if anyone is out there listening to this and you're in this situation, please, please, please stop throwing money at things. Contact Abdallah and get your life together. There is only one way out of that situation, and it's long and painful, but they will find a way out with your help. I know from what you're telling me. I know you know what you're talking about.
True, true. Hopefully, a lot of people have a huge examples. Last month, we were here in Dubai. We had success stories with us. People coming from Ireland, from Slovakia, people coming from Czech Republic, people coming from Cyprus. They were on the stage. So there is a mom with us. Mom made in the last 4 months 37,000 euro after she was there in the business in the industry for 3 years, losing money day and night, learning from here, learning from there. But once when I had the conversation with her, like, I told her, look, you have to delete. You know what's delete? Delete everything that you learned before, like, like, and you have to become like an empty cup. the cup when you empty it, and I'm ready to fill it, but step by step. And then literally, like, we had a conversation yesterday, like she's also having this small business or restaurant, and we're in the highest peak season after tax, after payment for people, after everything. They now are, imagine she's now making $3,000 or $4,000 in all the business that she has as net, but in the financial market in the right way, I'm saying, and building the business online, she's making much, much, much more. So here, that's why when we do this, we do it for all over the world, whether anyone, any person, and here in the Middle East, in Asia, in Europe, in US, because we guide people how to do it in the right way, and that's the main goal.
Wow. Okay. So I'm sure you've got plenty of other success stories like that. So part of what you teach is learning how to trade.
Of course, I've been there for 19 years. This is the main thing at other, for me, the education is one part, the most important part to start as an economist, as a certified financial consultant also, and as like a person who goes to the orientation when it comes to financial, but also I help them and I educate people how to invest and how to trade in the right way, especially when it comes to how to analyze in the right way, and building with time this emotional intelligence to master emotion. Not like I want 2%, I close it, or maybe I go to an investment, I want this investment for long term on gold. Now the gold moves from 1,300 to 1,500, I close it. Why? Because it's already $200. And then no, it's an investment. Now you have been making like 300%, 200%, almost 200%, whatever it is. So the most, how people understand how to wait. Most people don't understand how to be patient and how to be consistent and how to work on a plan. This is what we teach in trading: how to become consistent, how to become patient, and how to work on a plan. It's not like every day I want to go and click, or I want to buy this and I know how to go out from it. No, there is an exit plan, and how you identify that now it's the time to exit, whether it's after 1 month or after 5 years. Because
Yeah.
especially people who come new into this business, they stop their profit as fast as they can, and they keep their losses. If they have lost, they keep it. So when you find, now in our world, it's a joke that we do when you sit some traders, like for us, like sometimes, most of the time, an investor is a person who got stuck in the position.
Brilliant. I heard it so many times. Yeah.
He bought, let's say, Bitcoin at 67,000 first time, and then it went down to the 19,000, and then no, I'm investing in Bitcoin. And the moment it goes up back to 60 or 67, he directly closes it.
They're out.
Oh my God, I'm out, and all these. So this mindset we are shifting here, because once this is shifted, the technical and the fundamental is easy to learn. It's something so easy.
It really is a mindset. And I went through that process as well. When I was younger, I started investing in stocks and I didn't hold them for long enough. I remember buying Amazon right when it was first issued. And, I took a couple of $100 profit on it. Look at it now. I don't know. It could be $1 million if I'd have kept it. And because I realized I didn't have the right mindset, as you talk about, and that I didn't have the right discipline, I invested in property because I knew you can't flip, well, I wouldn't flip it. I would just buy it and rent it. And it's only now, would you believe, in my 50s that I'm able to actually like research a stock, get completely understand the business and buy it and hold it. And yeah, it was a mindset shift that took me many, many years to understand.
True, totally true.
Yeah. Okay. So Alpha Universe Group, is that's a separate business to Ecolearn?
No, it was Ecolearn and Alpha Universe project, the main
I
project.
see.
So the Ecolearn mainly is the why, the education part. The Alpha Universe is the solution part, the how and the what. So
Okay.
when we start executing, so there is a pillar for learning, teaching, mindset, why, growing, and the other part Alpha Universe project, execute, do whatever it is. And that's why we created the Ecolearn and Alpha Universe group then in one place where
I
people
see.
start and have all the transformational journey from learning and starting with the learning part. This is our slogan: learn, earn, multiply. You first
Mm,
learn, you second, while learning, you start earning step by step small amounts because you are learning. When you learn and you want to execute, you have to do with very small amounts because for the emotional part, for the business part, because if you start big, you cannot control your emotions, especially with the real money. In financial market or
very
even
true.
in business, imagine now you have $100,000. You go and you put it to get a franchise, and you don't have the
Mm,
skills of sales. You don't have the
mm,
skills of team management. You don't have the social media skills. You cannot just hire people without you understanding what's happening as a CEO. So some people
yeah.
think like, I don't need to know all this. I can hire people. Okay, how would you qualify that these people are really good to hire if you don't know about these? So for me, the CEO should know everything in his department, everything in his company, in each department, what's happening. So he cannot be like, I'm not a salesperson. I hate sales, but I want to open a business. Oh man, the first number one thing for an entrepreneur skill learning is sales, whether you like it or not. Don't open a business. No, I will get the salespeople. Okay, when you do the interview, how you will know that these people are right for sales or not? Whatever it is. So this is the part where people learn, get everything, and the other part is when they start applying small, and we start to scale with them step by step. So the more their skills increase, the more the profit will increase. The more the skills are higher, the more the money is higher. Because look, Jason, to be honest, your amount that you earn is equal to the value that it's new. This is something they didn't taught us in school. Only they taught us in school, like, yeah, go get a job. Some even people like go there and they say, I prefer my kid never work unless they have a minimum salary of this. Who defines the minimum salary? Your grade? For me, it's bullshit. No, your grade will never define your the amount the money of. For me, even someone go out from college, I have to go and work for free maybe for 1 year or 2 years to
Yeah,
build my skills and to build my expertise, and then now
sure.
I'm a person who is wanted to be in this position or something. So how will I be different from someone else? It's my value, my skills. So we teach
Absolutely true.
people how to start with time, increasing their trading skills, their financial education skills, their marketing skills, their sales skills. All these we work hand by hand. It's not really easy. It's really like for us, even it's not that easy to help people do this. And then the more they increase their skills, the more the money will flow in their bank account. The more I cannot ask for higher income by having low skills. It's like I'm asking for some scammer outside to come and scam me. Look, I want money fast. I don't have a skill, but I want money fast. And then, oh, this is my hunt. Let's go. And then that's why a lot of people got scammed because they want something
You're
fast. They
so
want something
right.
without.
Exactly. If you tell people what they want to hear, they will pay you. And this is what, but and people do that all the time. The amount of people that come to me, oh, I was scammed, I was scammed. I was like, yeah, but how did you fall for that? Oh, he told you what you wanted to hear, so you gave him some money. It's shocking. And the other thing I just wanted to say is, God, I wish I'd met you 20 years ago because I had to go through the process that you've just talked about, and I'm still going through it. If I'm honest with you, sales and
If
marketing.
you met me
I
20 years ago, we were both in the same boat.
well,
If you
true.
met me 20
Okay.
years ago, I was screwing all the time also.
Right. But it is the only way to learn. I had no idea about sales and marketing. And yeah, I did the same thing. I hired people. And I didn't and now then I got to a stage after many years, I knew what I didn't know. I didn't know what I needed to know. I just knew what I didn't know. And then I had to go through a process of starting to learn because so many people had wasted my time. So now I hire people to do sales and marketing or social media or whatever, and I actually know what I'm looking for. But that the process of just understanding what to look for took me so long. So I really understand what you're saying, and I really understand how important that is.
True. Ask any successful entrepreneur. I heard it before in a summit that I had. They told him what was the biggest challenge that you ever have in your business to become a multi-million business.
Mm.
He told them it was building the right team.
Mm. Oh, for sure. Every businessman I speak to says that the main problem is staff. Yeah. Wow. This is really interesting. I'm going to have to come to one of your conferences because it really, I'm totally fascinated with what you're saying. And I know
You are
it's
so
so true.
welcome.
Yeah. I mean, I really have been on that journey myself. Okay. So I think we're running out of time, but I'd just like to ask you about your trading approach because obviously that is my real passion, trading. So I'm sure you're not teaching scalping. You'll probably have some kind of swing trade strategy. Is it? What's your favorite markets? What's your approach? How would you describe your trading process?
Look, let me be honest, after all these years, what's really make us different, and here I'm really glad I did this and I'm teaching this. It's like I can trade, and our strategy is we have four ways of trading. The scalp. Now 3,000 people join me every single day to scalp the US 30 with me. Every single day, I do it on the US market open. If you watch my stories, everything, every single day, all over the world, we scalp it. So it's 5 minutes. This is what my daily income at some point. But it's 5 minutes. More than this, I cannot master my emotions. I take one trade, one quality trade, one trade. The market give us every single day, maybe many trades, but I focus on one trade, which is I see the best setup. If there is no good setup, I don't take even. So I take one trade. This one trade, even it will make me lose 0.5% to 1% of my account. I have a special account only for scalp. I do not combine everything, okay? Because you cannot have same account for swing, intraday, scalp. It doesn't work. So, and then in this way, if I make a 0.25 or 0.5% daily, then almost, okay, we lose maybe one time, something, whatever it is, with an 80% success rate almost. We have more than 80%. Never went down below 80%, especially the last 2 years. So in a month, if I take 20 trades, I make a 16 winning, 4 losing. If I'm making 0.5% win, 0.5% loss, because I focus more on the loss more than the win. So I don't want to lose a lot. So I focus maximum. If I lose 0.5% a day, I call it a day. I come next day, forgetting about the first day. It's a totally new setup, focusing on a new setup plan. And I'm not here to make my money back. I'm here to focus each day by day. And then once I make it, let's say plus 8%, minus 2%, because 4 trades, 0.5%, 16 trades, 0.5% winning or loss. Now I made in a month, let's say 6%. Here I focus with people more on the higher the capital, the higher the return, because there are two schools in the financial market. One school who said like the higher the risk, the higher the return. So people come and they start opening accounts with $100 and $200 and 500, and they expect to make their first 1,000 each month or 2,000. This is for me called the high risk. Why? Because the realistic rate of return is not realistic. So imagine you put $100 and you want to make $1,000 each month. This is a little bit critical because you have to grow it. You cannot make 300, 400% monthly and be sustainable for the long term. Then after this, there is the intraday. Now I stopped the intraday sending the studies. Now we have a group of alpha traders with me. Like I told them, they were my students for the last 3 years. And each one now, I gave them a pair. Each one focused on a pair. One on gold, one on US 30, one on GBP USD. One of them is my wife, by the way. So they focus on a pair. And now each one, when you focus on one pair, because my goal always to teach people how to focus on one pair, because you cannot focus on all the market and make it. You have to memorize the pattern. You have to build a bond with this pair other than only the technical, so you can understand how this pair move, because each pair move differently from another pair. I cannot treat the gold the same way I treat the oil. I cannot treat the US 30 same thing that I treat Euro GBP. It's so different in the volatility and everything. So, and then they help people by giving them educational daily insight, if there is. Sometimes in all the week we have one trade because we get the one setup, but we make 1%. So now in these trades, 4 trades a month, you made 4%. If you lose one, you made 2%. You got my point? Or we managed to do that. So, but the higher the capital, you have 100,000, 200,000, 1% is $2,000. And also we have a group of partners with us to provide us with all these. And then the swing trades, which I love, I do my weekly overview study on every Sunday, and I send out some good setups. So we put these setups especially, and we move for almost 2 weeks, 1 week in a trade sometime. For example, sometimes the community takes like a trade on gold and close it the same day, but also we have running trade as a swing trade. And then we created something called the Wednesday Investors Call every Wednesday at the end of the month, where we started it this year, by the way, after Trump got elected, because now we have a lot of opportunities to make money when Trump is there, as my experience from 2016, 2020. So, for example, the first time we had the call end of January after he was elected, we talked about an opportunity of investment on oil, to short the oil or to get a put on oil, in options. And then we shorted it from 76, and now 75% of profit are locked on 55, the target was, but now we kept 25% because I still believe that we should go down a little bit. So 35, 40, this is the goal that Trump came from. And now we are going to summer. He came to reduce the inflation in his country. So to reduce more and more the oil price. For him to reduce for manufacturing, for anything, to beat China, to bring like new, with everything in his mind. So also to stop the war, US, Ukraine, and whatever it is, because he need to pressure Russia with oil, he need to pressure Ukraine and anything. So the mindset more from the part is oil. Also at the same time, we said like the silver, it's going up, the gold is going up. So some people start to invest there and it's already going up. Some people start to lock some profit, but we keep always for long term. We keep things getting, and this is how we keep the long term. The long term, we keep them physical. The short term, we keep them in a position, in a platform. So we start getting physical gold, physical silver, not only like on the platform.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since 2017. Why I hold gold easily sometimes? Because it's physical. It's if it's on the platform, it's so tempting all the time to close it or not, or even option. Even for a year, it will close and open. So you have to get it physically at some point to keep it as a house at something.
Yeah. So I understand that. Good idea.
Yeah, and also it preserves the value. So now when the dollar will fall, the gold will go up. So now your purchasing power is preserved, because you cannot count only on the dollar to preserve the money value. It's depreciating already.
Yeah.
So that's how we focus on the four ways. Personally, my biggest love is for investment for the longer term. And like a position trade or a position situation, and the scalp every single day, because this is what I do.
That pays the bills.
Actually, yeah, it pays more than the bills.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it does. I've no doubt about that.
And it gives me my time freedom. And only 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes, and I close it. That's it, no more.
That's amazing. Really, really good. It's a great approach. Very disciplined. You completely control your mindset in your trading as well. You don't let your emotions get out of control.
But this is the hardest way.
It is.
I tell people scalping in the right way is the hardest way to make easier money.
Yeah. It's. I love that. It's the hardest way to make easy money. Trading most definitely is, but you've got easy. Yeah, you've got the right approach. Your numbers are realistic and consistent. Yeah, it's been really interesting talking to you. Fascinating. The service you're providing is incredibly valuable to clients all over the world. I'm sure after this you'll have a lot of people contacting you, because it really is important what you're doing. I hope I will meet you maybe when I come to the Middle East next time. You're in the
Yeah.
UAE, are you? Is that correct?
Yes, I live with the. Now we are leaving today. How are you
Oh,
leaving?
you.
Because like we were lucky to have this call. To be honest, before and really, it was a pleasure for me also to meet you online now,
Mm,
and hopefully
mm.
we'll meet offline. Of course, we will have continued conversation in the future
Yeah, we
because
share a lot
yeah,
of
it's really one of my main goals to
opinions.
join efforts for people who are really in this
Mm,
industry, real traders, so we
yeah,
can show really people that trading and investing in the financial market is something good,
yeah.
but it's how you treat it and how the way that you approach it and who you learn it from. It's something very
Mm.
important. So also looking forward to meet you in person.
Yeah, it sounds like we've been on a very similar journey. Abdallah, how do people find you?
Very simple. They can check the www.ecolearn alphauniversegroup.com. Everything is there. They can join me on Instagram. I'm very active there at abdallah.harfouch, abdallah.harfouch, like on the screen. And only the verified, please, the verified, because I have maybe 17 fake accounts they created for me before. So be careful. I never talk to someone online. I never ask money, like give me money to I never take money from anyone to invest. This is something very important. So I only teach and I only go do it in front of people and with their own account, with their own whatever that it is, they do it. So I never take money from people like to ask them to manage the money. So be careful, guys. If a certain name called Abdallah Harfouch comes to you and open the conversation and then tell you send me money, it's a scam. Okay, so this is where also LinkedIn, Abdallah Harfouch, Facebook, Abdallah Harfouch. It's like one brand, and we are always ready to help to support only serious people who are looking to start their transformational financial journey. Otherwise, don't bother yourself. Don't bother me. Really, it's really waste of time for yourself and for us, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely true. And yeah, I have fake accounts all over the place as well. People contacting me saying, "Oh, I just sent you $250 of Bitcoin or whatever," and I'm just like, so yeah,
True.
please, people, be careful. There are scammers out there everywhere. Abdallah, it's been a real pleasure. Very interesting talking to you. I certainly do hope I meet you again. Thank you very
Yes,
much
yes.
for watching this episode of the Trading Battle. If you want to get in touch with Abdallah, I'm sure that we will have all his contact details, websites, and everything as well in the description box. So please do have a look and please do pay him a visit.
Thank you so much.